everyone, and welcome to our Thursday live stream. I'm Oanh Lê, founder of VNCE, Vietnam Cultural Exchange. I live in USA but manage our non-profit children gallery in Da Nang, Vietnam, remotely with our wonderful team, including Gulya Qualia, who guides our weekly creativity activity for children. VNCE is a non-profit space for children and family to explore art and freely. Also, we promote the young local artists. So here the focus on the creativity, self-expression, and joy, not on the perfections or the technique. And tonight our theme is funny self-portrait, a playful activity that encourages children to explore themselves and their imagination through art. It's not just about drawing faces, it's about storytelling, humor, and self-expression. So who better to guide us more than our wonderful art curators and art instructor, Gulya? Can you tell us?
Yes, hello Oanh. Hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here again on our weekly live stream from our art gallery for children. And this is where we usually share a bit more about our upcoming workshop. And yes, once again, we have a topic connected to self-portraits. We are explored many different versions of this topic before. We have done embroidered self-portraits and large format self-portrait, divided is in half to show both the outer and inner side of a kid. It called inner self-portrait, and we have also created monochrome portraits, and now it's time for another self-portrait, but this time with a fun twist. We will be folding and unfolding the paper, so our portrait will appear to move and opening its mouth and looking funny. It could be a chewing mouse or shouting mouse or singing mouse or anything else a child's imagination can come up with. And we called it a funny self-portraits. It's going to be more of a playful activity, but at the same time, it will show the amazing possibilities of simple materials like paper and markers, especially when you add a bit of imagination. Yeah.
That's kind of fun. So, Julia already introduced about the workshops happen on the Sunday morning activity. And yes, I'm gonna say it's less about drawing an exact likeness because when you use the word funny, it's more about letting children play with their own features and they can sketch their eyes, the mouth, huge or slightly hairstyles different way. And this gives them freedom to be creative and experiment. It also teaches them that mistake and exact creations can be beautiful and fun. So parents, you notice that children laugh while drawing themselves, and this is the sign of joyful engagement and is an opportunity to explore self-perception and the confidence in the light-hearted way. So why is this activity especially good for children emotional development?
Yeah, first of all, I also can add a little bit more why we called it a funny self-portrait, because we first draw usually our cute, calm, happy faces, but then when we show how the mouth can open, suddenly a loud scream or fire or something other strong emotion can come out of it, and that contrast looks like really funny. Yeah, and how it can develop. Yeah, I will try to answer to your question. This activity is especially good for children's emotional development because it helps them explore and express different emotions in a playful way, and by drawing a calm face that suddenly open its mouth and to show strong feelings like anger, surprise, or excitement. Children learn that all emotions are natural and can be expressed safely. And it also helps them recognize contrasts between what we show on the outside and what we feel inside. And through the humor and imagination, they discover the emotions can change, transform, or even be funny, and which supports emotional flexibility, self-awareness, and confidence in expressing themselves. And this activity also helps children understand that even though most of the time we are like calm, good boys and good girls, and we are gentle, we all can feel anger sometimes too, and that's completely okay. And through this playful portrait, children see that it's just another part of who we are. Yeah. And by laughing at it and giving it shape through art, they learn to accept all sides of themselves, and both the calm and the anger ones, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Because drawing themselves in playful way allows children to explore emotions without pressures, and they can show happiness, silliness, or even frustrations in a creative way. It's a safe place for them to reflect on the feeling visually, and this help them understand themselves better or building the emotion awareness. Parents can see the art as a conversation starters about the feeling at home, and is a subtle but powerful tool for emotional growth. So, what material do you suggest for children to make funny self-portraits?
For this activity, we will use the most simple materials: paper, pencils, color pencils, markers, crayons if they want. But that's all, nothing special as usual. I try to build our program here like really different. Sometimes it's more about art technique. Sometimes like this. Sometimes it's more about storytelling. And this is it's about interesting visual effect, but also about our inner life, our emotions.
Absolutely. It's because I remember if we're talking about technique, we have like a flat
Yeah.
to bottom. They learn about shade, about shadowing. And then if they're talking about more like a team building, then we have like a teamwork one. We have a tech workshop, the tech holiday workshop, we're making the snack, the team of the animal of the years in 2025. And then Gulya did build up all different kind of workshop for kids because here's it about exploration. Again, we try to build up the event fit well from 3 to 12. That is the huge range. So it requires us just giving like a basic, it's like the taste for the kids. Like in Vietnam, we never taste, we don't know like what is, KFC, but that's a kind of fast food that brought it from Western to Vietnam. We taste it. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It's good, but we taste it. We have a taste of all different things, or even like we have a French cuisine with all butter and cream. It's heavy, but we would love to taste them because we learn what is the difference between the Vietnamese cuisines and the French cuisine, for example. So, though materials are simple and accessible, same with things that we try to bring out here, which is perfect from home or classroom use, or even like if they have the break, so they can carry with them like crayons or like pencils, and they can make something by themselves during their break at the school, and even scrap of the paper or magazines can be used creatively, and children love having a variety of textures and colors to experiment with. It encourages the decision making and imaginative thinking. So parents can prepare a small art corner and let kids freely explore. The goal is freedom, play, and fun, not neatness. And those are a simple material everywhere that we can find. So how do children respond when they see their portraits exaggerated or silly?
Children usually respond with delight and laughter when they see their portrait become exaggerated or silly. It's surprising and funny for them to watch their calm face suddenly turn wild or expressive. It feels like their drawing has come alive. And this playful transformation helps them let go of perfectionism and enjoy creativity for its own sake. And it also encourages emotional openness because when sometimes something looks silly or unexpected, children realize it's okay to not always be perfect or serious, and they start to see that art can hold both humor and emotion, and that their imagination has the power to change how things feel or and look. Mhm.
Yeah, that wonderful because like the laughter is a strong indicator of engagement. It shows children are enjoying the creativity process and not worrying about being perfect. So seeing themselves in a funny way also encourages self-acceptance. It's allowed them to understand that it's okay to be playful and different. So parent control too. So creating a joyful share experience is really about fun and connection through art. Can this activity also help children develop like an observation skill?
Yes, absolutely. This activity is a wonderful way to develop children's observation skills. To draw a self-portrait, even a funny one, children need to look closely at their own faces, noticing shapes, proportions, and details like where their eyes, nose, and mouth are placed. When um, open their face or transform paper faces, those features like making the mouth open wide or stretch in a funny way, they are
Mhm.
still thinking about how faces move and change with emotion, and this helps them understand facial expressions and symmetry and proportion in a natural creative way. So while they are having fun, they are also training their eyes to see carefully and their minds uh, to interpretation. Yeah, to train interpretation what they see, which builds both artistic and emotional awareness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They learn to see details, proportions, expression more closely. At the same time, they are imagining possibility beyond the reality. So this combination strengthens both visual awareness and the creativity. So children practice notices small details about themselves or others and others. So it's a playful approach to learn observation skills, and the parent can encourage discussions. What do you notice about your nose? So how can you make it funny? So simple questions have them to think, have them to take attention by attention to look again on their own nose. So how can parents also support this activity without take over it? Because if we give it the question, it's easy to take over thing. So how can parents balance and support it?
As usual, we advise to celebrate imagination, not accuracy, and remind children that the goal isn't to draw a perfect face, but to explore emotion and have fun with unexpected. When parents laugh together with their children about the silly or angry faces, they show that all feelings are okay and can be expressed creatively.
Mhm. The best support is simply being there. We always say be there for them. Ask the open questions like, how did you decide to draw that? Instead of giving them more instruction like, hey, if you draw the eyes, you need the eyelashes. So let the children explore and experiment themselves. Avoid correcting the mistakes. Celebrate their idea and humor. And this helps children feel empowered and confident in their creativity. So, what do you hope children take away from this activity?
I hope that children come away from this activity with a sense of joy, freedom, and self-acceptance. I want them to feel that art doesn't always have to be serious or perfect. It can be funny, expressive, or full of surprises. And through their funny self-portraits, children learn that they have many sides: calm, kind, silly, loud, even angry, and that all of them belong. And by turning those emotions into art, they discover that creativity can transform any feeling into something playful and meaningful. And most of all, I hope that they leave feeling proud of their imagination, and
Mhm.
knowing that with just paper and markers and a bit of humor, they can create something that's truly their own.
Yeah, exactly. We want the children to see art as a playful, expressive space that learns it's not about drawing correctly and it's about like exploring themselves. It's a space where their personality shine through and the joys and the pride they feel from like creating something personal that ain't unforgettable. And they carry this confidence into other creative or learning activities. Ultimately, it's about the freedom, the expressions, and the self-discovery as well. So now let's talk about why doing self. I'm so sorry. So about doing funny self-portraits is valuable and how parents can continue to do this at home. So how does the humor in art help children emotionally?
Um, I once read that humor and laughter, especially the ability to laugh at yourself, are the best medicine against shame. And unfortunately, many children often feel ashamed of different things. I also see it from my son, and um, and in later in life, shame can really hold people back, making it harder to succeed both personally and professionally. So I really like this idea that humor can help against the shame. So also can help in dealing with emotions, like other emotions like anger, shyness, and so on. But I really like this idea that it's good medicine from shame. Um, I think that it allows children to express and release these feelings safely, and
Mm-hmm.
making them feel lighter and easier to understand. So I think that it helps a lot, really a lot.
I do believe humors reduce the self-criticisms and it strengthens their confidence because laughing while creating have them associate art with joy and not obligation. So at home, parents can mimic by drawing alongside them and making silly version of themselves as well. So it fosters a happy creativity environment because everyone doing that. So how can parents encourage daily practice?
Mhm. They can spend not many parents. They're usually busy, so they can spend even if you 5 or 10 minutes keep materials accessibly and let children choose what to create. Yeah, like this. No parents should um, directly give them what to do. Just prepare environment to make art.
I will say the key is the consistency without pressure, and even short sessions build the habit of creativity. Let the child decide the content, the medium, or the style. So celebrate its best as an accomplishment. Small daily practices build long-term artistic confidence. Um, why consistency important? Because like it's same with language or anything. When you try to create the habit of something, you want to keep doing that, repeating that. You don't want to just do it for 1 or 2 days and then stop, right? So that very important when we continue doing that. Should
Mhm.
parents ever correct the drawings? So you say like we try to avoid giving them corrections, but should parent ever correct the drawing?
No, parents should avoid correcting the drawing. The goal of this activity, for example, is creative expression and emotional exploration, um, not perfection. And correcting kids' work can make them uh, hesitant, maybe, which limits imagination. And instead, parents can encourage, ask questions, and celebrate ideas, focusing on the kids' choices, focusing on humor and emotions rather than portraits looks right or not. This approach helps children build confidence and take risks and enjoy the process.
Yes, I often say correcting is the stifles our creativity. It let them explore freely and valuable of their choices. Instead, we can ask a question like open-ended questions or open question like, "Why did you pick these colors?" So instead of giving more like instructions, but to be honest, I'm gonna say like, should the parents ever correct the drawing? It depends the age, the group of age, and we are not psychologists, so we cannot say like, no, you should not doing this or you should doing that. Mostly it depends. The parent understand the kid the most, but in the field of the creativity, we are only specific into like when they try to make something, let
Mhm.
them lead. So it's very sensitive questions because sometimes people take it in different aspects and maybe can understand wrongly the way how we present them. But especially in art, in creativity, in music, in any kind of performances, performance art, I'm gonna say like it really must depend on the age or on the note. For example, like if you are playing music and you're not able like knowing how all the key work on the piano, it's quite painful to hear it. So yes, they need to do some certain thing. Some basic rule we still correct them. For example, you do not allow them painting on the walls. So that's it kind of corrections. But when they know the standard way, standard step, how to make art, how to do things, let them lead, let them doing things. Because if you give in the pencil to like the kid 2.5 years old, for example, they might chewing swallow on the ink. That's the thing you don't want. In that case, you need to correct them. Right.
Mhm.
So no, this is not the way how you do. But in the creativity, when you already know that your kid ability, then I will agree with Gulya, like yeah, let them do the lead because that's very important for kids to be themselves, to be able to speak out what they
Mhm.
want. So what is the link between the self-portrait and self-awareness?
The link between it is very direct. Creating a self-portrait encourages children to look closely at themselves, notice details, and think about how they see and feel about their own identity. Through this process, children begin to recognize their physical features, expressions, and even moods, which helps them understand themselves better in general. And when combined with playful exaggeration, like making a mouth open wide or showing strong emotion, it also helps them explore inner feelings and see that all parts of themselves, from calm to angry or silly, are valid. And in short, self-portrait activities help children connect external appearance with internal emotions, fostering both self-awareness and emotional intelligence. That's why we choose this topic in different way, but working with self-portraits so many times.
It's a playful mirror for self-recognitions. The children learn to see themselves in a new way, and they can explore mood, traits, and exaggerate feature they like. And it's a personal storytelling experience, enhancing the emotional intelligence. So that's it all nice for them too. Sometimes we can see the link of them because sometimes like we often putting ourselves out, and then that's it, the time that for kids to learn for themselves as well, the inner world that we often use. So how do the collaborative self-portrait activity work?
Collaborative self-portrait activities work by bringing children together to create portraits that interact or combine, turning individual expression into shared experience. Uh, yeah, it's they usually unfold shared materials and space. Children work side by side and sometimes on the single large sheet or connected papers, which encourages them to observe each other's work. And inspiration and dialogue also very important. They can share ideas, first discuss, comment on each other's expressions and suggest playful exaggerations, which stimulates creativity and empathy also. Blending styles. Collaborative portraits often combine different artistic styles, emotions, choices, showing children that everyone sees and expresses themselves differently.
Mm-hmm.
And they
I'm so sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. And they all should bring something from themselves to make to make one common work will full and finished.
Mm-hmm. Uh, because you say like they also have to work with the other kids. So I just want to say like it's about sharing, building the social skills.
Yes.
It's appreciations for diversities because they have to share. Learning how to share thing is really nice. I don't know how the Russian cultures or how the Vietnamese culture nowadays at the school, but at the preschool in America, when my kids go into the school now, around 2 years old, they almost every month they have the share day. And I think that's a kind of nice that the kids starting to build their own social skill by sharing things, you know. So they feel appreciated because the people sharing the toys for them, and they see the difference of like preference of each kid
Mhm.
that they prefer to share something. And children practice giving the feedback and seeing beauty in differences. And parents can facilitate group fun and emphasize the encouragement over the judgment. So it strengthens the community spirit. So can this activity improve motor skills?
Yes, for sure. Every our activities influence to our motor skills. We cutting, we drawing, we manipulate it with different tools. So we for sure influence to our motor skills, especially it's important for young maybe because they just start. And I always remind to more adult kids that when we train our fingers, we also train our brain, and they really like this idea. I see how they start to work even more hard, and they really like hear it, and yeah, it's for sure improve our motor skills.
Yes, let us say like from previous, maybe some kids feel frustrating with like a fine motor skills. And this workshop, they will develop the fine motor skills along the imagination for kids. So the children refine the hand, eyes, coordinations. Why I say hand eyes? Because they use the hand to draw and they use their eye for observation. And controls are why having a lot of fun. And this is how the writing, the cutting, or other everyday skill as well. Because the creativity practice become more multi-dimensional learning. So what should parents take away from this activity?
I think that they will take take away from this activity the importance of play, freedom, and celebrating children's unique expression. Um, because I know that educational system, for example, exactly in Vietnam, is really serious, and they study a lot. They start study really serious things in schools from young ages. As I know from local people, they shared with me that the system was changed a few times ago, and even from young ages, even from kindergarten, kids already start to prepare to school. They should already know letters. They should already know numbers. They already start to adding. And other things. So sometimes we should give them something funny, something playful, like having a rest from serious things. Mhm.
Yes, I mean, I grew up in Vietnamese system. I know like the educations in Vietnam quite heavy. It's good and bad, but like education's point of views are always designs based on the cultural aspect.
Mhm.
And it's not only in Vietnam, it's also a lot in different cultures. If you can see like Korean, if you can see like Chinese people, Chinese education system, Japan, they quite heavy educations, but it doesn't mean that they are not good. The way how the culture build up that education is also different. So that's the reason bring out a different aspect, different perspective. And the parent can see the arts is not about performance, but about the connection. So it's not something that the kids have to be like heavily focused on that. Supporting self-expression, nurture creativity, confidence, and joy. So the aims is share happiness and discovery for the kid. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight and spend for the whole time with us. I would love to let Gulya again for like every time sharing about our activity.
Okay, first of all, we have now more activities, so I will try to explain about each. On Sunday morning from 9 till 11, we host a free art activity for all children. And also on Sunday afternoon from 3 p.m. Till 5 p.m., we repeat the activity, which we have at last week, with a small fee of 50,000 Vietnamese dong, including one drink from our tea shop. And the fee helps support our staff and keep our materials available for the community. It's our main activities, and we also just only start maybe a few weeks ago with Saturday activities also. Most time it's hosted by me, and it's a little bit different activities. It's more about art techniques. So I usually invite to this activity kids a little bit more adult from 5 and up. But now our kids, they have, they can choose what activity is more suitable for this age, for their time. So please join. I will wait you every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, she just remind you guys about Saturday and Sunday. But in December, she also have her own Friday evening class as well. I think it will be like the time difference. I will post this later when I know for sure about the times. But it's more option for parents to choose. If they are busy on Sunday, busy on Saturday, you can join on Friday. Keep in mind, Friday and Saturday is more about technique. It's not a series of the drawing or the art classes. That's not series. They are like independent singles classes, and that's focused on technique for kids to explore. You want to add something?
I can add, it's not academic. It's not academic drawing. It's more about introducing different art techniques for kids with some challenge for it. But anyway, it's understandable, adapted for this age. And I really hope that they will enjoy.
So if you want to add some information about Gulya workshop, I will let Gulya link, and also you are welcome to text to us if you have any questions. And if you feel like connected to our missions, you are welcome to support in many ways, like enjoy tea at the channel. At the ground floor, we have a tea shop, and all the profit directly support the children art at the gallery. If you donate our supplies, like our neighbors' shops, they're giving us like glue, brushes, paper, scissors, those are helpful for every single future workshop for us. Contribute the financials in any amount that comfortable. Every single cup of tea, every small donation truly help us continue this activity. And please also stay connected with us by subscribing to the VNCE YouTube channel. Click like or share our videos. This is a free way to support us. Have more family discover these creativity community activities. And thank you again for joining. I wish your children a weekend full of imagination and joys and curiosity. And we look forward to see you guys this Sunday. And good night, everyone. Bye bye.